parent panel, I want to say thank you to all of our panel members for being here on a Saturday to share your experience as a parent of a college student. So thank you very much. So I'm Lindsay, by the way. I'm the director of Running Start in College and the high school. I'm going to actually have all the panelists introduce themselves. If you could share like your name, what your students studying here, and your favorite ice cream flavor.
Well, my name is Kearney. Both of my kids are in college, so my daughter is studying business, and my son is doing computer network.
Oh, ice cream flavor. What's your
ice cream flavor?
That's the most important question.
Butter pecan.
Well, thank you. All right, so we have a set of questions that are kind of pre-planned. We'll just kind of go through them. So what was the hardest part of college, of the college transition for you as a parent, and how did you navigate it? Yeah.
I would say the hardest part is every parent's thing is always letting go. So how did I navigate it is, of course, I attended one of these with my kids, and so my kids have two different personalities. So my daughter, she signed the FERPA stuff. So whenever she's doing things, she invites me to come and help her. Sometimes my son invites me to his things when he's not sure, but pretty much I just did check-ins with them, like to see if they needed any help, how they were doing, and making sure to the stress and emotional stages.
We'll go reverse order this time for funsies. What do you wish you had known during your student's first year of college?
And for me, because I homeschooled my kids, so when they graduate, I went back to college with them. So I learned some things along the way, and what I wish I had known that I learned along the way was networking with staff. So, it kind of builds a support system and teaches them independence, because sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So, like if you don't know, like if they're talking and networking, then that person's like, oh, did you know that we have this program over here, or we have these help resources over here? And you wouldn't have known to ask that had you not been networking or talking, so.
Also, speaking of support services, what advice would you give for supporting a student who's struggling, but also kind of like balancing that without stepping in too much? If they're struggling, academically, socially, emotionally, what advice would you give for supporting a student?
Well, advice, like my daughter always had a learning disability and struggle, so I've always encouraged her to utilize the resources, because the campuses do have a lot of resources. There's trios, there's they offer mental health, they also have groups that are there on campus. So, even with that networking and talking, you also find out about other areas that can be helped. So it's, pushing them to be more independent and self-advocating by going out and finding that, because you talk to one person, but find out something else too.
So what does success or progress look like for your kids before they enter college? And did those views change once they entered college? So what about you kids?
The success expectation that I set for my kids was, don't have no kids. You either go to school or you have a job, but we're not talking about no whole year downtime. And so after they started college, so when they were in college, the pandemic happened. So I let them take off a quarter because of, like during the pandemic, a lot of people,
that was a whole 2 years.
So it was more of, the importance of learning to take care of yourself and your mental health, and that it's okay to talk to someone. So that was what changed. Yeah. Or was added on, really. Because ain't nobody having no kids yet, so they ready, they can afford it.
That's a constant. We have like Ava and said, we have several more questions. Do folks in the audience have questions that they want answered? Yet, I want to give people a chance.
Come on, I know you do.
for us, and yeah, they do sound very similar, which is kind of hard. I mean, as a parent, you have to just, like, that's how they want to flourish, and so you kind of have to sit back, and it's really difficult. But I would say that sometimes when my daughter would get overwhelmed or was having an issue with mental health or just being having too much on her plate, but she didn't find it, she would like double down on things to do. Like she just tried to keep herself busy because Saturday would happen and she didn't have anything for the morning scheduled. And she would just like stay in her room and like not move. Like she would just lay on her, like her room would be a disaster. Like there's things she wanted to do, but it was like all the things that had been happening, like then she needed the time to just like be doing anything. And that means to me that she's been overextending herself. Something in her life, maybe not everything, but something is overwhelming her or making her feel down or something like that. So then asking, so hey, you know, have you, maybe have you done anything at the school with that club you talked about, or have you checked out the gym, or something to let me know that she's not trying to do it by herself because she doesn't want my help still. And anything that me or dad says is not something that is a smart thing to say, even if it's the same thing she comes up with later, or whatever. But so just kind of saying, oh, you know, I saw you were going to, ice cream with the lacrosse team after. Like, is there anybody that you're getting close with? So I guess it's just making sure that she does have that community, and then the less I seemingly wanted to be involved, the more she told me. So, and then it's like we're coming together as, more like, this is not gonna sound right, but friends. I mean, we're not friends, we're parent and daughter, but she didn't feel attacked or threatened when she can come to me for stuff. And so just making sure that the red flags were that, have you been involved with Red Team support system? Pretty much. That helps. Yeah.
And to tag on to her, the same thing, because I had to do the same as with mine. But also make sure you're taking care of yourself, because as parents, to them, it's like they feel like we're over worrying or we're helicopter moms, and it's not as bad as we may think it is. And so, just making sure you taking care of yourself, have your own support system, even talk, sometimes go to therapy and maybe talk it out with them, like, hey, how do I do this without overstepping, but I still want them to know that I'm there.
I think it's really important for their own growth. I didn't want her to feel bad about the fact that she took these classes and now she's not deciding to go into that, right? Because I think throughout our lifetime, we will change, right, things. And so it's just part of that exploration process and not making them feel guilty that they didn't finish that line, right? But that they've been able to find what truly they want to do,
And I would also say that, just like you say, is, the way I always tell my kids is, just do something. Because in life, you gotta make choices. You can't let life make a choice for you. But if you got a degree in animals and turn around and get it in people, when later on in life, you have many skills that if that one is not providing an open door, you have other open doors because you try different things, you put yourself out there and make decisions. So it's being a jack of all these trades.